Hi, my name is Saskia and my capstone is on ghost hearts. Ghost hearts are pig hearts that are stripped of all their cells and replaced with human cells that correspond with the patient's blood and bone marrow. I interviewed a very nice local named Andrea on a procedure she had.
A procedure. So, what was the procedure you had done?
I've actually had 2 open heart procedures in which my aortic valve was replaced with bovine tissue valve. 2 years ago was my most recent one, and the first one was when I was 15.
Wow. Why did you need this procedure?
The doctors aren't really totally sure what originally happened, but my pediatrician during a regular physical was like, your heart just sounds different. I don't know. Just sounds different. I'm going to have you get an echocardiogram just in case. And they found something. And so they think I might have got a virus or something that made it weak.
Were you waiting long before you had your surgery? Did you feel like it was painful or
Well, because I didn't know that I was sick until the doctors were like, you're sick, you can't run anymore. So I didn't know what it felt like to have a real working heart.
Right.
So it was really frustrating because they're like, you can't run, you can't exercise, you have to wait until your surgery, which was a month away. It's really hard for a 15-year-old to not do any of that fun stuff. And so that was...
Did it feel different to run or anything, or did it just...
Well, they wouldn't let me because they were afraid that I could go into cardiac arrest. So I didn't, because that was kind of scary threat. But after the surgery, when I got better, I was running faster miles than I'd ever run in my entire life. It was crazy. And then as my valve got bad again, I could feel it wearing on my body.
How long was your recovery?
They tell you 6 months, but I'm impatient. It was more like 3 or 4 months that I was really incapable.
Right. How come you got a cow part instead of human?
They didn't offer me a human part. It was never put on the table. I was offered bovine or mechanical, and the mechanical valves are weird because you have a click, an audible click. It's just not fun. And then you have to take really gross medicine. Coumadin, the blood thinners. I wouldn't have been able to play soccer, and hike, and all of that stuff because it's dangerous. So bovine was just the easy right solution, even though it means more surgery.
What were your initial thoughts about getting that?
Well, I was angry. I was really angry. I couldn't play soccer anymore. My season was ruined. But it was not really like you had a choice.
Right.
Life or death. Oh, shoot. Lost one. Awesome.
Okay, so, why did you have to get 2 of the...
So with bovine valves, they only last for a certain amount of time. So the studies say 10 to 15 years in older adults. But because I was very young and very active, it wore out faster than 10 years. It was only 9 years. And so I replaced it with another bovine valve so I didn't have to take medicine again. So now I'll have to have a third one after this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's it. They'll only ever do 3. And they won't do any more on me.
Do you know where it came from?
No,
Really?
I don't. That was really cool. There's a company, Edwards Life Science is where it comes from. But as far as if it was a happy Holstein from Montana, no, I don't. I wish I did though. That would be really cool.
That would be really cool. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, do you eat meat?
I don't eat beef. I was a vegetarian when I had my first heart surgery, and when I started eating meat again, I just never started eating beef.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's cannibalism.
I bet it's weird. Yeah, I would feel the same way. How do other people react about the cow part?
A lot of, especially older people, are surprised to see it. Older people who've also had open heart surgery are really quick to talk to me. They're like, "Oh, you're part of the Zipper Club too," and so it's kind of a club of people who've survived it. People are very curious about the scar. I don't hide it, so a lot of people want to talk about it. But
I bet. Yeah.
There's some silly stories to accompany it, like alien abductions and such, instead of telling them the real thing.
It's funny. What do you think about using animal hearts, such as pigs and cows, to provide to like patients in critical condition needing like full heart transplants?
I'm not opposed
Not
to it. I
opposed.
mean, as long as it, keeps you alive, I guess.
Right.
If we eat animals, what's the difference with
Yeah.
rebuilding ourselves with them?
Because I know that like the uh Jewish and Muslim people, they have the thing against the pork and stuff.
I, I can see having like spiritual and personal conflicts with those sorts of
Right.
things, but I don't see if one person's issues with that
Right.
should affect the entire medical.
Yeah, just as like because the Jehovah Witnesses that refuse the blood transfusions.
It's to each their own is how I
Yeah.
like to live my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Um, um, what was my last question? I can't read it. Oh, so you would accept a pig heart that was decellularized if you needed a full heart transplant?
Yeah, I sure would.
What do you think about like farming pigs for their hearts? Because I read an article about that, like farming the pigs for their hearts.
I don't like waste. So that to me
Right.
is a really wasteful
Yeah.
process. If it was a, complete process that was using the entire
Mm-hmm.
animal and not just like harvesting for one organ, that doesn't sit well with
Yeah,
me.
right. Cause I read like after I read the article about that, I wrote in my prezi that I think they should just use the like as they have meat farms, just take the hearts because I got a heart for my tangible piece for this project. I got a pig heart, and it was from a farmer who just like he says nobody buys the pig hearts, so he just has like so many extras in the packages.
So yeah, I mean, it's so. I guess it's because we're from Vermont. Vermonters are
Right.
really practical. They're like, no,
Right.
don't waste anything, don't throw
Yeah.
anything away.
Right.
I just don't. I don't. It's good to be whole.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Okay. I think that's all I have for questions.
Awesome.
That's a cat.